Hi everyone, welcome to Red Door Tarot. I'm Jody, and I'm going to be doing just a general reading for us for the last few couple weeks of this year, 2017. First, I just want to say I think it's definitely interesting to note how much distraction we have during these last couple months of the year, during November and December. And if we really think about what we should be putting our energy towards in the last couple months of a year as a completion cycle, we can see that it's really a great time for reflection and for inner growth, and we need that quiet contemplation time. And it seems like in the last couple months of the year, we are bombarded with family and friends and these obligations that we have towards gift giving and sharing, and those are great things in theory. Of course, it's good to give and to have support from the family and that sort of thing. But it feels like most of us are running around very stressed out during the holiday season. Whether it's because you don't want to be around certain family members and we're kind of forced into that zone, we're forced to have these social situations and gatherings. And like I said, they can be good, but not when you feel under pressure. And I just find it very fascinating that during the time of the year when we should be the most quiet and going inward, we are required almost, and it's sort of an obligation to go outward and search for gifts and, prepare food and have these gatherings where we're forced into these social situations. So I just want to bring that to everyone's attention, that if you're feeling more like retreating within yourself and more like hermit mode, that's okay. That's normal. That is what we're supposed to be doing at this time of year, because we're supposed to be preparing for the ushering in of a new energy for the new year, for 2018. And we can't really do that very well with all these distractions around us. And if we're focused so much on the external world, it really pulls energy away from what we should be accomplishing, which is, like I said, going within. So, which is also symbolic of my hermit painting that I have back here. This is my new station. For those of you who have watched me do tarot readings before, I have set up a new altar area, is what I like. So also where I do my painting, but I will be featuring a different painting every month behind me, and once in a while I will be doing paintings or drawings that will be offered as a freebie, or it will enter you into a drawing basically, if you qualify. So and basically that would be like a general reading. If you got a general reading from me, then you'd be entered into a drawing to win a painting or a drawing. I haven't quite figured out all the details on that, but I will. So I'm going to get started with the reading for, again, the last couple weeks here of December 2017. And I am using the Spellcasters Tarot deck, which is a beautiful deck. I don't know if, man, it's really bright, isn't it? Beautiful illustrations. I really love this deck. And you'll see more of these cards here in just a minute. So let me tap in here. Okay, so let me pull this down a little, and I'm still working on getting this right. Okay, so the first card we have is the Tower reversed. So the Tower card speaks to structures that were not built on a proper foundation to begin with, and so they are coming down. And in the tarot community, we refer to it as like a tower moment, where you have it could be a meltdown, it could be a physical trauma, like your house is struck by lightning, something like that. But usually it's just that something crashes into your life that forces you to change. It forces change. So some of you are dealing with that in these last couple weeks here in December, this last month, I feel like. And that's okay. You need to roll with that, because this is going to usher in a new beginning. And I see your new beginning right here, which is very interesting, the Fool card. So the Tower, as you can see, there's a lot of chaos going on here. And then when the Fool comes in here, he is very just foolhardy, very childlike. It doesn't mean that you are a fool. It is just the representation of an energy. And the energy is starting over again and taking risk. Look, he's about to jump off this cliff here. He's just about to walk right off of it, and he's not paying attention to where he's going. So occasionally it does speak to you acting in an immature or risky manner, and you're not paying very close attention. But in this context, I really feel like it is speaking to a new beginning, where you're going to start 2018 with this fresh energy and whimsical, childlike sort of energy. And it's also about nature. I feel like being out in nature, I know it's difficult, especially in the northern hemisphere where it's very cold outside. We don't really want to typically go out for a walk. But if you can bundle up enough to get out in nature, nature would benefit you for sure. And it's just nice. It sort of takes all your problems away when you're out in nature, and you can really listen to your inner voice. Now, we also have the Queen of Swords here, which she is in the reverse position. So the Queen of Swords could be an air sign, female. It could also be male, but it's typically a female energy that's associated with Libra, Gemini, or Aquarius, which would be an air sign. She is a thinker. She's got her shit together. She has been through some shit. She's one of the strongest queens of the deck, especially as far as mental energy goes and intellect. She's a very smart woman. In the reverse position, she can sometimes be a little bitchy. So if some of you are feeling, some of you might have this queen in your life, or this could be you. So I don't know, like I said, some of us get very stressed out during the holiday season, and we have to be around family, which is another thing I see here. There's celebration, there's stability. It could be, because this is in the reverse position, the Four of Wands here, it could be sort of that things are unstable. So when you go to these family functions, there could be this Queen of Swords here that you have some kind of conflict with, and this causes some kind of instability in the family gathering or process. Sorry, my hair is getting everywhere. So I do feel a bit of an instability here, and I really feel this Queen of Swords energy is you. I really do. I think this is you. I think you're feeling kind of unstable lately and a little bitchy and just off kilter and emotionally kind of drained. And this is causing some instability in the home life, in the family life. And you just want to be happy and enjoy all these celebrations, but you're kind of feeling stifled in that. And you're distracted by your Tower moment. I mean, you're having a lot of things shift in your life right now. It's sort of feels like you're being uprooted. But you're being encouraged here to go with that flow, because it leads you to a new beginning. I mean, the Fool, you cannot get any more new beginning than this. Even with the aces, this is the 0 card. This is the very first card in the entire tarot deck. So it's not even a 1 yet. It's a 0. It's pure potentiality is what it is. So let's see what this Four of Wands. I want to just draw another card. Why is this Four of Wands here? Why is this Four of Wands here? Two of Swords. So there might be kind of a stalemate between you and possibly a family member or someone else that you're dealing with, where there's not really a decision being made. Like maybe there needs to be a decision and you're just at a stalemate. You're kind of on hold. You're not taking any step forward or a step back. This woman, she has a wolf creeping up behind her, and she's ready to fight. But so I think she sees him out of the peripheral, So it does feel like there's some kind of conflict happening around you. This definitely, these two cards in combination feel like conflict, and you don't want to fight. You just don't want to fight. But it might be to the point of denial, that you're denying, like she can see this wolf in her peripheral, but she doesn't want to turn around and actually acknowledge him. And she's got her swords there behind her. They're not in front of her, which would be in protection mode. So she's not really wanting to fight. She can. She doesn't want to. So that can attest to the Queen of Swords energy here as well, because she can be a fighter. I mean, she has the sword. All the other queens have, wands or pentacles. She comes with the sword, man. She's packing serious weaponry here. And she's got this bull protecting her as well. So there could be some kind of Taurus maybe. So Six of Pentacles, I feel, all these cards popped out. I'm not going to take all of these. I do want to take the Six of Pentacles here. Six of Pentacles could be dealing with a Libra, which is, again, another air sign. But it feels like someone needs to bring balance to the situation. Either someone's trying to bring balance to the situation, or there desperately needs to be balance brought to some situation. And again, we have, with the two swords, that to me kind of speaks of balance in this reading as well. But the Six of Pentacles, it could be that you're being very generous, or someone is being very generous with you. Maybe that irritates you, that someone is being generous with you and you feel like you can't reciprocate. You may not be in a position to financially, but this is definitely about giving and generosity, and it can be charity work. It could totally be charity work. Maybe someone at one of your family functions is sort of bragging about their charity work, and that annoys you. The Queen of Wands. So this could be an Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius woman. It's a fiery energy, and she can be a bit unstable. She's in the reverse position. So I see her as a bit unstable. I mean, usually she knows what she wants, and she's usually a very pretty woman. But in this reverse position, I feel that she is a bit unstable and maybe even jealous. This could be you. This could be your energy as well, and this could be the other person. Just take what resonates. But I feel this conflict between these two queens. They're both sort of unstable, and there's not a balance going on here. They're both feeling just emotionally kind of rocked right now. And like I said, there's kind of a stalemate, but there's nothing being resolved here until someone brings some balance to the situation. There has to be balance. Temperance. Oh my God, like what more balance could we possibly speak of? This is between this card and the Six of Pentacles here. These are the two balance cards. So this is mixing and matching. This is handling things. This is just all about balance. I don't even know what more I can say about this. He's got 1 foot in the water, 1 foot on land. There's not balance currently in this situation. So someone has to be the bigger person and bring balance. Someone has to break out of this Two of Swords mode and address a situation. And, the Queen of Swords would be perfect to do this because she's very good with words and she likes to cut out the bullshit. She cuts through all kinds of bullshit with this sword. That's what she does. She is a woman of intellect and logic and reasoning. But again, like I said, she seems to be in kind of bitch mode right now. Both of these queens do. And if you're the Aquarius, Libra, Gemini, or if you embody these qualities, you're the Queen of Swords, it might be up to you to break this chain, this imbalance. But there is definitely some kind of, conflict. It's sort of a subtle energy where the conflict hasn't really come to the surface, and you guys kind of keep it, just keep swallowing it down and not addressing it, and just kind of keep in this state of denial and this stalemate. But something has to give eventually, and maybe this is the time to do it, because you have this tower energy here and this Fool energy, and you need to wipe away the old in order to make way for the new. So for 2017, if you know what I'm talking about with this conflict, it might be a good time to just bring it up and do so. Be very careful with your words, because this is also Mercury retrograde until I think it is December 22nd. And a lot of times people have, and around, I think it was a Gemini full moon. I'm not an astrologist, so I dabble in astrology. I have to, because it coincides with the tarot. But there's an energy around right now where people spew at the mouth and say things that they shouldn't say or wouldn't normally say. So be very careful when you choose your words. Definitely. That is one of my biggest recommendations here for this energy. So, but it might be a good idea for you to address this and get this out of the way and sweep it clear so that new energy can come through for you in 2018. What is this Tower card here for? Why is the Tower here? Show me the Tower. See if a card pops out here. There's two. Okay, so Page of Wands, and yeah, we have fighting. There is some competition and conflict and childish behavior, and it could be a message that's come through. This is a bunch of guys fighting, and this could be you over here who's standing off to the side saying, I'm just going to watch this go down, and I'm not going to fight. And that is very much the Queen of Wands energy as well. She likes to sit on her throne and just sort of watch. So if this would be like a conflict of, like, if it's a situation where it's a woman and you have a lot of suitors, this could be your suitors kind of fighting over you and you're just watching from a distance, so to speak. I don't know why I felt the need to say that, but sometimes I associate this card sometimes with that. I don't see a lot of like love issues here. I see it more kind of revolving around family. But I do feel like there's some childish behavior and some, like I said, some fighting going on, and you just do not seem to want to fight at all. Why is this Five of Wands? Let me see this Five of Wands. Okay, so the Queen of Cups. So someone's very emotional. This could be a Cancer. Oh, sorry. Here, let me put this up a little. Again, I'm still getting used to this. Sorry, guys. This could be Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio woman. There's a lot of female energy here, definitely. We have 3 of the 4 queens here. So we do have a lot of people going on, going through some sort of squabble. And this Queen of Cups, like I said, is very emotional. This can speak to anyone's. Again, this does not have to be necessarily a Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio woman. It doesn't even have to be a woman necessarily. It's just the energy that the card embodies, and it is very emotional energy. It's also an intuitive energy where she has a lot of water in this card, and the waters are sort of represent the subconscious mind. She is very connected to the moon cycles here as well. We have the moon cycles here above her, and also the Cancer crescent moons. So she could be just, yeah, again, I'm not sure if this is you. This is a very, general reading. I'm not even narrowing it down to a zodiac sign. So there could be a lot of things popping up here that speak to everyone, differently in a different manner. But I really feel like the Queen of Cups here she's very emotional over this fight and this tower situation. This guy symbolizes, childlike behavior or childlike wonderment and exploration. It could be a move. There could be a move. So I'm not sure if you're feeling uprooted because you actually have to move. Or if this Page of Wands is here to just kind of deliver a message that it's okay, that despite all this tower energy and this squabbling, it's going to resolve itself. It's okay. And it's okay to feel your emotions. It's all right to let that stuff out. And again, to usher in this new era of the Fool. 5 of Swords, totally in fight mode. And it's like a battle where no one wins. there's not going to be a winner in this. It's sort of like in vain. It's a fight that's in vain. It really doesn't have to happen. So you might want to ask yourself, if you feel like you're in a conflict with someone, what do I have to accomplish by being right? Or should I just lay down my swords and just concede that this is not going to resolve itself? You have your opinion, I have my opinion. You have your way of doing things, I have my way of doing things. Maybe your lifestyle of, you're squabbling with a family member or someone close to you about how they do things. And maybe they see you as the fool. And that's okay. That's okay, because it's your journey. Everyone has a different journey. And, oh my goodness. Okay, so I did want to pull some cards on the Fool, so I'll put those there. So you have the Death card, which is completely fitting for this reading, along with the Fool. And it is in the reverse position, so it could be that something's not over yet, or it could be that you are ending a cycle. The Death card in the upright is indicative of the end of a cycle. So this is this could be linked to Scorpio as well. So again, you could be dealing with a Scorpio person. We have that here also. But I feel like this is actually the end of a cycle where you are putting aside all this bullshit and you are going within. You could be, there's a few ways that I see this card. This man is sitting under the tree and he is not really paying attention to any cups. And the cups are considered offerings, so to speak. So he could be just in quiet meditation where he is contemplating where his next move is going to be. Where is he going? He has the Cancer the Crab on his head as well, so this could be indicate a Cancer that you're dealing with. But a couple of things. So you could be bored in your current situation, but more than anything, I feel like this is just time for you to go inward and reflect. Exactly what I was talking about earlier, where we have to come to the end of a cycle and we need to really reflect on what that cycle taught us so that we can learn those lessons and move on to the next cycle. Otherwise, we stay stuck. Whenever we're feeling stagnant and stuck in certain energy, it's because we haven't allowed the previous energy to flow past us and to fill us with certain lessons. So this is what happens. You keep coming. If you're behind the curve on this, then the cycle is going to continue, and it's going to keep hammering it into you until you learn it. And so we don't want to resist this sort of energy when it comes. You have to go with this flow. And so you're hitting the end of a cycle. You're going to restart it anew with the Fool, but it is going to require some meditation time. This is totally a meditation card. So, and I've been trying to start groups and get people more into meditation. I know there's a lot of that going around, it seems like right now. It's good. Quite honestly, in almost every reading I do, it is kind of the go-to advice that I give people is to go inward and meditate, because it is the answer to all of our problems. Truly, it is. And that might sound, kind of the easy way out and lame of me to continually offer that advice. But to be honest, that advice just never fails. That advice never fails to be valid. It is always valid. To go inward and to just shut down all of this exterior noise, we can finally hear our inner voice. We can finally see where our thoughts take us and examine that and change our behavioral and our psychological patterns. And it is so important to have that quiet contemplation time. So I would say in this spread, if you don't feel like doing something, if you do not feel like being around certain people, don't do it. Don't test yourself and put yourself in that kind of high contrast until you're ready, because it could cause a lot of these fights and so forth. And you need to keep your cool. You need to choose your words very carefully, and you need to put all your petty issues aside in order to bring balance to a situation. That is the overall theme here that I feel. So I am going to pull one more card and then we will finish. I'm sorry, this is kind of a long video, and this is my first time using this new camera that I got, so I'm kind of excited. Hopefully it comes through nicely. Okay, this one wanted to come out. The Emperor. So the Emperor is in the reverse position. This can be another Aries sign, possibly Taurus, but probably more like an Aries individual. Or it doesn't have to speak to an Aries, so I don't want you to get bogged down with those details. But the Emperor he's got his shit together. He commands a certain control. He just has total control here. This is total control. Now, in the reverse position, I feel like, and again, it falls under the Queen of Swords, I feel like you do not have your energy together and you're not in control, and this could result in this major outburst with a family member or a friend, and it could just turn into a huge quarrel. And you need to control that. You have to get control of yourself. So how do we get control of ourselves? By going inward and quiet contemplation and reflection, getting our emotions under control, okay? So do what you have to do. If you have to recite certain mantras or sing a song in your head or whatever it is that puts you in a childlike state that helps you stay calm and act with integrity and bring balance to a situation rather than just throwing balance to the wind. And because these really speak so strongly to balance, I couldn't have pulled two more perfect cards that speak to that. Maybe the Justice card as well. That would be the perfect addition to that, would be the last thing. But like I said, with the Emperor card, and it is in the reverse position, so I feel like you're not feeling like you're in control. This could be a father figure or a very strong male figure, a father figure in your life, possibly the father of your kids or your own father. So you could be dealing with something with child support, maybe. I'm just getting right now. There could be some kind of conflict with child support where someone is not bringing balance to a situation financially, and this is causing you to feel very unstable. But I don't know. Every situation like that has so many different variables. But if you are the woman in this situation, I would encourage you to just stay strong and do your thing. Do your thing, and it is rewarding in and of itself. And I know that it is tough. It would be tough. It's tough to be a single mom. It would be, difficult to not have that backup or that assistance from someone else. But if you don't have it, you don't have it. And you can't sit here banging your head against the wall and getting emotionally distraught because it's not happening. So just let it go, accept it, and do what you can to become this Queen of Swords in the upright, this Emperor in the upright, and be in control of your own shit. That's the best advice, and that's the most empowering thing you can do for yourself. When you look back in the future, you'll say, look, I did that on my own. Or you can look back at in the future and say, wow, I really didn't let that shit go, and it took a hold of me, and it really compromised my whole ability to be a good mom, or to live my life in the way that I wanted to live because I was so resentful. So drop any kind of resentment. This is the time to clear those emotions away and just sit and reside in your own happiness and contentment that you got this. And I feel like I just want to pull one more card. I'm sorry. On this Queen of Swords and Emperor. I know my attention's really drawn to that. I swear I cannot shuffle this morning. Oh yeah, Ten of Cups. So this is about you want that emotional fulfillment and that family. So this could be, some of you out there could be dealing, like I said, with the father of your kids, and it's a situation where you really want this emotional fulfillment. You want this happy family. This is the happy family card, and it is the Ten of Cups. So it's the culmination of the cups, which it represent emotional well-being. Cups are emotions, basically. So you guys might even reconcile during this time, but it's gonna take some admitting of faults. You guys both can't be these stubborn bulls. You can't do that. There's a bull here and there's a bull here. You have to set that aside in order to bring balance to this situation. And I don't see kids except for right here. So there could be child issues. When you guys are in the midst of this, your child could be really watching this fight going down, and they're going to learn from that. They're going to learn how to conduct their future relationships based on that. So you need to be very careful what your child sees and how you guys conduct yourself if you are indeed in some kind of squabble with the other parent. So I think this is a really good card, I feel like, to end on, and it is upright. So maybe you guys will reconcile, and there will, or at least you'll come to a balance where you two can conduct yourselves in a respectful way that reflects love and appreciation, even if you're not together, even if you guys decide not to come back together. So that is the reading that I have for you guys for the last couple weeks here of 2017. I hope you have a wonderful 2018, and be blessed.